Hi, and welcome back to OJS for Editors. In this lesson, we'll continue to walk through the process of seeing an article through peer review, but this time, we're going to look at it from the point of view of one of the journal's reviewers. In the last lesson, we saw how the section editor sent a request to Kofi to review a new submission. The section editor hoped that Kofi will agree to do the review because he's a good reviewer with relevant expertise for evaluating this submission. Let's see how Kofi responds to the request. Joe, over to you.
The process starts when Kofi receives the automated email from Kafui via OJS. After reading the email and considering things like how much time he has available, whether he's qualified to do the review, and whether there are any conflicts of interest, Kofi decides to accept the request for peer review. To get started, he logs into the journal and goes to the active submission awaiting his attention. Now he can see the title of the article to be reviewed and some information about this submission, the date the review was assigned, and the deadline when the peer review is due. If he needs to remind himself of the due date at another time, he can check the email he received from the editor, or he can simply log into the journal and view the date here. Clicking on the title takes him to the review page where he can review the title, the section, and the abstract. The timeline for the review appears once again in the Review Schedule section. It is the editor's responsibility to guide the reviewer so that good, timely reviews of the submission are provided. Here we can see how OJS makes conducting the review as simple as possible by breaking the task down into easy-to-follow steps. The first step for Kofi is notifying the section editor of his decision to review the article. He does this by clicking the letter icon next to "Will do the review." OJS automatically generates an email from Kofi to Kafui, and Kofi can simply click Send. There's no need for him to go into his email client and compose an email to the section editor. In step 2, Kofi can view the manuscript by clicking on the file name. He can then save it on his computer and read it in his word processor or print it out. Once he has read the manuscript, he can proceed to step 3, entering his review in the review form by clicking the icon next to Review. Here, Kofi simply follows the prompts in the review form. When he's finished, he clicks Save. If he needs to change the data he's entered in the review form, he can still do so simply by clicking the icon next to Review Form, making the changes in the form, and then saving them. In step 4, the reviewer can upload files for the section editor or author to see. For example, the reviewer could upload a marked up version of the manuscript, including comments and suggested changes. Note the Ensuring a Blind Review link, which we've seen at other key stages in the author's and section editor's steps. This pops open the instructions we've seen before on making sure personally identifying information has been thoroughly stripped from the file. As before, it's very important to check not only the contents of the document, but the document properties as well. Once Kofi is sure that the document is anonymous, he can browse to find it on his computer and upload it. Note that if the section editor chooses to share this document with the author, he will also have the chance to check that the document has been properly anonymized before sending it on. However, having the reviewer remove identifying information from the document in the first place makes this process much simpler. Now Kofi can go to step 5 to make his recommendation to the section editor, Kafui, and submit his review. The recommendation menu gives a number of options. Kofi selects Revisions Required. This means that he recommends the article be accepted on the condition that the revisions he has suggested be made to the paper. It also means that the paper does not need further peer review after these revisions have been made. When he clicks Submit Review to Editor, he will receive a warning that no changes will be possible after he clicks OK. OJS then automatically generates an email to Kafui, the section editor, informing her that the review is finished and his recommendation is Revisions Required. Once he clicks Send, His work as a peer reviewer is finished.
And that's it. Thanks, Joe. As you can see, OJS streamlines the reviewing process, making it easy for Kofi to do his review, and making it more likely that he'll come back and do it again for the journal. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.